Drake Riggs here with RT Sports, standing with, the American gangster, Chael Sonnen, and needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyways because he deserves it. Chael, man, I'm really surprised that you made it here. You were in Hawaii last night. How did you do it?
Ooh, I'm on the grind, baby. Look, got on an airplane. I don't have a real great story about it, but the times did match up, and we flew all night, and wouldn't want to miss it.
Yeah. Are you tired? You're good.
Am I retired? Oh, am I tired? I am very tired. I'm tired and retired. Yeah, I'm on the grind a little bit. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Speaking of that, though, when you were still active, this was earlier this year, there was kind of a break for Submission Underground, and then came back with Submission Underground 8. You plan on doing, some more events? I mean, we obviously 9 and 10 have happened since you retired, but, get more active with Submission Underground since you're retired now.
Yeah, we'll be very active, and one actually had nothing to do with the other. You got to get venues and you got distribute. There's just a lot of things that have to line up. But we actually have mapped out 2020 already. So we've got 5 dates booked. We will be here in Roseland at the Roseland. We're going to announce those dates. I'm ready to announce the first one, which will be February 23rd, and it looks like we already got a main event of a tag team between or with Craig Jones and Gordon Ryan. That's got to be a pretty tough team to beat, I would think.
Yeah, that's something else. So is the plan, though, Roseland's home base? Because I remember hearing a rumor, I think you said it, in Las Vegas maybe, for something potentially, during an event. Is there sticking here or any plans to go elsewhere?
Well, we love the Roseland. We know the Roseland, but the Apex has opened up. That's the UFC's facility. Yeah. I believe what their vision is to start having some of these Fight Pass events playing live out of there. So we'll see how all that goes. We're definitely open to the idea, but I can tell you it will either be the Apex or it'll be right here at the Roseland.
All right, that's cool. Right on. And is there anybody specifically you're looking to have compete for Submission Underground that has not competed for them yet?
Well, not that hasn't competed, but a guy that we want back is Vinny. If you're going to talk about who the best in the world is, and it comes down to Craig and Gordon, I don't think you can settle that debate without Vinny having his say. Vinny's never competed with Craig. I have competed with Craig. I lost to Craig, and Vinny's always wanted to redeem that loss for me. He's wanted to do this, and but he has competed with Gordon, and a lot of people don't know about that. That was about a year ago. This is after Gordon was Gordon. Gordon was already the Abu Dhabi champion. He was on a roll. Vinny won that match. So, if you're going to have the debate of who the best in the world is, you have the right to come down to Craig and Gordon. But Vinny gets a say, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Makes sense. But as for you, though, do you plan to grapple at all anymore, or are you retired for good from everything?
Oh, I love to grapple. I would love to grapple. So, you grapple in your own show, and it's a little bit of a conflict event. You know what I do? I go pick the opponent. I pay an opponent. Obviously, I bring in somebody I think I could beat, or at least that would be the perception. I don't know if that'd be the right thing to do. But I do like to grapple, yeah.
And, fighters from your gym, American Top Team Portland now, is there anybody, MMA fighters that, maybe people don't know about yet that you're looking for, or looking at, everyone else should be looking at, on the come up?
We definitely have a number of guys. Even Chase and Howie tonight, they formed a team and grappled, but both of those guys could have futures in MMA. Yeah, the secret's out now on Austin Vanderford.
Yes, it is.
That guy's a straight up killer. Secret's out now on Ricky Simone and Jake Smith. So, but yeah, I think if you came in the room and you saw some guys like Carson, or of course Tyson Jeffries, who's been around for a very long time, but maybe hasn't exploded on the big scene, I think you'd be really impressed with the talent.
Yeah. And this is going to be kind of a tough question, I would imagine, but...
Oh, I love tough questions.
I'm curious.
I already like it.
Do you have a favorite moment in your career, or something that sticks out maybe more for one reason or another?
Well, probably the favorite moment that I had in my MMA career was that of an MMA fan, and it was the night that Randy Couture beat Tim Sylvia, and particularly even just the opening frame of that fight. I don't know if you recall it. Randy threw an inside kick, threw an overhand right, put the giant down.
8 seconds, yeah.
It was a shocking moment. It was just shocking. As Randy's friend, I was already looking up the nearby hospital so I could send flowers after the fight, and all of a sudden he puts the giant down, and that was a cool moment.
Yeah, definitely one that stands the test of time. Is crazy in history. And just to go into the world right now of MMA, I'm curious, you're so knowledgeable when it comes to the sport, obviously, but do you think that the winner of Tony Ferguson and Khabib, is that the greatest lightweight of all time? What do you think about just the whole situation about that fight?
Well, it's very hard to say that it wouldn't be, right? Khabib probably has that claim already, particularly if you narrow it down to lightweight. If you were just to say the greatest ever, Khabib still has an argument, but I don't know that he would win it. When you're 28-0 in any division, man, you've claimed that division, particularly when you are the world champion, and he already got some heavy lifting out of the way on the way to the title. You go back and look at the names that he beat. 10-8 rounds against guys. 2 or 3 10-8 rounds against Barboza, just by example. This guy is a hammer. But you are talking about Tony Ferguson. That's a whole nother animal. I mean, that's a whole nother animal. He'll attack you from the back. He'll attack you on the walkout. He'll attack. You don't know what Tony Ferguson is going to do. I would never count him out. And I think that your math is right. Whoever wins that fight is the best ever.
I'm sure you've maybe shared it already, but you have an early prediction?
You know, it's very hard to pick against Khabib with what you've seen. And I must also share with you, I have a biasness towards Tony because we are former teammates. So I do really like Tony's chances going into this, and I like them more and more as the fight gets closer. I think the X's and O's are going to play out a little bit. I'd like to hear who Tony's training with, but also who is doing the training. He went on Errol Hawani's show, and he made some comment about, we're interviewing guys right now. And I kind of said, well, wait a minute. We don't have a coach yet? We don't have training partners, but you never know. Tony's having fun out there half the time. You never know. So I do think as that gets a little closer, to get a little bit more excited, but I think it's very competitive. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And last thing I got for you, Chael, you're kind of an anomaly at the moment, I think, and it's got kind of brought up last night, seeing you at Bellator and everything, but you're working for Bellator and UFC kind of at the same time, which is a little unheard of, because, the rivalry and everything. Is that weird at all? Like when it started, I mean, you're kind of towing the line a bit, or, whatever they say.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. I don't have a great story on how that happened, as much as just going to both leaders and saying, is this okay? Yeah. Is this something? Is this all right? At any rate, very fortunate. I don't really know how to comment on that. I think you were giving me a compliment somewhere in there, but it kind of humbled me a little bit too. I like to participate. Anytime I can participate. And it's very hard to do unless you want to get in the ring and throw punches and kicks. This is a hard business to participate in, so I do feel very fortunate.
All right, well, that's all I got for you, sir. Thank you so much.
What's all I got for you?
Right.
Aren't we both content?
Yeah.
No happy holiday? No Merry Christmas?
Happy holidays, yes, of course.
I feel like you have to say it to the mic.
Happy holidays to Chael Sonnen, everybody.
There it is. I mean, I kind of begged for it, but thank you. A very merry to yours truly.